Okay, now that we have our file downloaded from SkyDrive and running, we're ready to start cleaning stuff up. So how should we clean stuff up? What should we do to make it better? Now, the very first thing I do is I normally go into Tools and count trees. And the reason I count trees is I want to make sure that there's only 3 trees that is supposed to be in here. Perfect. It looks like there's not 5 or 6 trees, and there's no branches of the trees that are dangling. We have 3 trees, and that's what I was expecting to see. The next thing to do is to make sure that we have the correct file. There's nothing worse than correcting a bunch of bugs or cleaning stuff up and then forgetting that you're doing it on somebody else's old files or one. So making sure that you have the correct file and it's named right on the top is really important. So let's go find a bug. Let's go find something that doesn't make sense. The way I do that normally is we go and click on this little hourglass, which is the Roots Magic Explorer. In Explorer, we have a find, and this is the way we find stuff normally. This screen comes down and we say select a field to look at. And here's one that is my favorite called Any Fact. Now, any fact could be a birth, a death, a marriage, or any other fact that has a date. And I'm looking for one that contains unknown or just UNK because I know that dates have to be real numbers, not words or letters. Here it's found one right away. And here we have Lynette Barnhart. And if we click on this button here, we get to edit her information. Look at this. We have a marriage that's unknown. And if we click on this marriage unknown, this is yellow that says, hey, Roots Magic doesn't understand this date. If it's unknown, I'm just going to leave it out and save that information. Here's another one that's unknown. How can we have that? We're going to delete that one too. Save. And now if we close this, because we've now corrected those 2 dates, find has a continuous counter and we can do find the next one. And it finds the next one. Oh, look at here. Now, easier way to do this edit is if we double click on the word unknown, it opens up this person's date and we get rid of that unknown, save, and let's then close this and find the next one. Find. And we could go through and find all unknown dates using this method. Look at there's a place unknown too. We got to go through and find unknown places. You can't have an unknown place. Leave it all blank. Now I could continue doing this and run next, 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 next. I have no idea how many unknown dates there are, but there is a way to find out. Let's close this and build in this groups. If we click on this button here, this adds, edits, or deletes groups, and we can create a named group of people. If I create a new group, and I mark the group by selecting the people in the data field, it gives me a very similar dialog to the search engine, to the Explorer, excuse me. So I could say any facts, where's date, contains unknown, UNK. And now we're going to go look at that, and it's going to build me a list of how many dates contain unknowns. Now that the search is finished, it says 13 people are marked with an unknown date, and I could close this, and then it would say, hey, I've now marked all those people. What name do you want to call this group? And I'm going to say people with unknown UNK dates. and then I would go OK, and it would save this group for me. I would close that, and then we could go over here and view the group called unknown dates. And here those people are. So I could click on Kevin, and it would bring him up, and he has look at, he's got an unknown divorce date. We got to clear that one. Okay. So now we have two ways. The first way to find unknown dates is using the Explorer and find and fill in this fact as unknown. The second way is to create a group of people that have that, but there's a better way, a different way, and watch this. There is a report where we can do a list of fact list. Come on, fact list. Okay, we're going to create a report. And we have a bunch of different kinds of reports. People with this kind of fact, people missing, people more will look at this. Facts with text dates. And it's going to look at every one. You can't have text for a date. It's got to be a date. It's got to be a number. So we're going to generate that report and see how many people we get. And here we go. Here is the report that shows facts with text dates. And it is, it's got 3 pages. What's this? Oh no, somebody put in 1993, 1994, that's not a legal date. Somebody put in between with a slash. Oh wow, there's a whole lot more than simply unknowns. And what I do for this is I save this as a text file, and I'm going to save it to the same folder that we're working in, the RM CleanUp cleanup files, and I'm going to call this dates with text. And here it is over here. Now, what I like to do is if we close the report, I still have the text file open, and if I move this over to the left-hand side and put this on the right-hand side, then what we can do is we can simply go through and find these people by using another technique called, you saw it before, Explorer. But Explorer has a wonderful thing called record number. So if I were to take Ted Carl Barnhart, here is his record number. If I use my Windows Control C and I go search for his record number, Control V here, and go down here, oh look at this, it's so silly. How come somebody did this? So I'm going to double click on this, and that's illegal, but this is between 1993 and 2002. Roots Magic allows BET to 1993 and 2002. It likes that. It's not yellow. We're going to save that one. Oh yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to keep the original, and now we have him cleaned up. And the next thing I'm going to do is close this and go down and get Burnett. So I'm going to take the next guy and I Control C. I'm going to go to record. I'm going to Control V. I'm going to say OK. It takes me to this guy. He has a military date. Roots Magic doesn't understand that. Between 1941 and 1946. Between and now it likes that date because it's white, and it changes it to BET, which is how it understands dates. And we're going to close that and continue on, and I'm going to scroll down and cut each one of these numbers and go fix all of these unknown dates or text dates. This is one of the very first cleanup processes that I do when I clean up a file is look for invalid dates. So now you have 3 ways to find unknown dates. The first is using Explorer and creating a find list. And in that find list, you find any fact where, oh man, the date contains something that it shouldn't. The second way is to create a group of people where you have found those groups of a group of people that you can then go down and simply look at that person and find those unknowns. And a better way is to do the report and let Roots Magic show you all of those things it doesn't understand. This is the very first process I go through in trying to do cleaning up of our Roots Magic master file. I hope this helps. More of this is going to come.